Here I am with another Metro playthrough. I'll be real, I wasn't exactly happy with my last video of this game, but I'm still proud of seeing what I managed to accomplish with my extreme lack of skills. Anyway, I'm here still on Metro 2033 because I didn't really have anything better to do, and I'm here to try to complete some challenges I had in mind for quite a while actually. Today, we'll be attempting to beat Metro 2033 one life. Canonically, yeah, it's possible. Otherwise, we'd not have any other Metro title. The real question is, can a casual player actually survive this? First thing first, I've learned my lesson and now the game is in a language that every Counter-Strike player can understand for now. At least I can see myself if it's any good or not, or if I can personally enjoy it. I'm already disliking it, honestly. Anyway, ignoring the prologue, since it's mostly big talks that mocks me for the fact that I have to reach this point without dying, and the scripted scenes. But here I am at the start of my journey. First thing first, let's gear up. Shall we? With a terrible SMG, his description, not mine, a manual Nokia 3311 charger, a gas mask, some molded cheese. Yeah, thanks for everything, but I think that I will rely on my revolver for now. Officer, it wasn't me stealing, I swear. I donated to myself for the right cause. Soon afterwards, we started traveling wherever those tunnels brings us. But we instantly found that we are getting set off the main road. Whatever that is, I ain't reading that, forcing us to use the service tunnel. A place with living shadows minding their own business. Some of them impersonating Gandalf and Gojo's like blue ability that sent us to a mushroom trip just to wake up to a hungry storm of noses. No wait, nasales, I misread that. Just to find out that my comrade is a better weapon dealer than the guy that sold me that the fuck did ever give me, but he forgot to reload the bullet that he shot, so we lost one of ours. As a result of the game spawning invincible enemies, forcing me to jog a bit, apparently, we arrived at our destination. Thanks for watching. They completed their journey without dying, so now it's my turn not only not to die, but also to save the world. Yeah, of course, after I save their asses, now I have to save this entire planet. Seems fair to me. Here you go, little guy. Have my last bullet. I'll steal it back from your poorly hidden stash. I don't remember paying this little shit just to body block me.
Подойди-ка.
After impersonating Robin Hood, Robin from the Hood, I kept going with my adventure, finding something a bit more suitable than the standard bow and arrow. Also because it would probably be useless against armored enemies. I should probably check on the wiki how this thing is called, but nah, I don't care. You see, the devs thought of everything, and silenced guns aren't just 100% stealth. If the enemies are too close, they will hear the suppressed shot and get into an alert state. Also, bullets are built with spare parts, basically, so helmets might completely block them, and that's not ideal at all. They gave us an option to actually play the game stealth with something. At this point, I don't really know why silenced gun exists, to be fair. But, they are fairly balanced in my opinion. It still counts as stealth if no one lived to tell about it. We killed some monsters, hid from the military that are literally hunting anything that lives, if there's still considerable military or just evolved bandits at this point, I have no clue. Robbed the graveyard, escaped from the gates of hell, and fought to get into that market, just because my pal needed it apparently. Even if he's pretty useless and I had to cover myself for the first part. It's true that I can rely on NPCs to hide my skill issue, but that's not always valid or true, moreover when I'm in solo parts, but hey, that's a future problem. For now, I'll just steal some cash from broke people and Uncle Barbon to buy some filters and ammos. What did I just say about relying on NPCs? As in every video game, it's time for the solo part apparently. Thankfully, the mutants aren't too strong yet, and I easily managed to just go through them. They're not exactly dangerous as bandits are or military are, So I think that that's just fine. Shortly after, I reunited with my companion, while we defended ourselves from a bunch of mutants that clearly wanted us as snacks. Just jump inside that warp pipe with a different texture. Now, a little break of my character. Stealth parts are equal throughout the entire game, and you're only required to go through a set passage or a set path in the level. And if done correctly, no one will spot you, making this a lot easier. This is going to be my main approach from now on whenever I'll be actually able to stealth. I'll not show those boring parts, and I'm going to focus only on the interesting ones. The ones that can cause a lot of damage. Like for example, this bandit enjoying his life. And here we are at the first game-breaking bug of Metro 2033, where basically if you enter a cutscene or trigger the level ending while doing an animation, maybe your filter ran out the exact perfect moment to just ruin it, you'll be basically forever stuck not being able to use your weapons or interact with anything. In case that happens, I've allowed myself to just reload the last checkpoint and repeat that section. Sorry, but that's not my fault. You could argue that I cheated and I wouldn't care. I just want to have fun, so if major bugs doesn't allow me to continue my run or entirely screw me over, like dying because of no clipping through the floor, yeah, I'm sorry, but I'll not care enough to count game-breaking bugs as a loss. In this next level, besides some lore and paranormal explanations, literally nothing happens. The only somewhat difficult part was made easy by my new paranormal comrade, which literally flexed his powers of being a burger flip. What the fuck? This is just right, bro. Which literally flexed his power of being a burger flipper by flipping some monsters. This guy must be an extremely good chef. We traveled a bit together and our paths have separated. How is that every time I meet someone that might help me out, he just has to go literally in the opposite direction of my journey, leaving me alone? Oh look, I found 2 new friends! This next section for my challenge is a bit tricky due to the inconsistency of the enemy damage in the turret. It's not too hard. I've practiced it a bit before starting this challenge in order to understand the paths of the enemies, and as long as you can take some of them out before they all start shooting at the same time, you're mostly going to be fine. Even if sometimes they'll just hit more times than others, and this might be entirely related to RNG, but I'm not sure of it, so I'll not spread misinformation on how it works. Since the road of our battle machines is closed for renovation, we just changed to a less powerful cart, but maybe managed to go unnoticed? Yeah sure, like such a massively and noisy thing can be stealth. As expected, oh wait, this guy's reaction time is lower than mine. Holy moly, subtle as a marching pony. I don't know why it did sound better in my head. Sorry. Dude, I know it was a bad joke, but that reaction is a bit excessive. It's insane how everyone takes everything too seriously nowadays. They surely know how to get rid of fun. This is arguably one of the most dangerous areas in the game in my opinion. Not only because if you fall into a ditch you instantly die, which is a pretty big problem in this specific challenge, but also because if 4 or more of these fucking cunts hits you at the same time, you instantly die, since there is no damage delay between hits, making it a pretty unforgiving area to be in. The only really good thing about it is that you have a lot of cover in those side pockets or rooms. Consistency is the key to not lose sanity. Thankfully it isn't an extremely long game, but hey, it still takes a bit of time. I can't imagine of how it will go when I'll propose something like that in future games. When you're carrying the kid, it's basically the same concept of the level that just passed, avoiding the holes and don't get swarmed. The gimmick here is this wobbly movement and no sprint, plus I'd say a slower movement, like a slower walk. I might just be high, but it feels a little bit slower walking wise when carrying this little rat. Yes! That was closer than I wished it to be. I'm not sure if it takes 4 or 5 hits, but I was pretty close to be sent at the start. I also haven't brought the armor at the shop. I couldn't be as stealth as I am right now if I did. It's a double-edged sword and stealth is my key for this challenge. But this is where I made the fatal mistake of playing the game right after waking up. Outside was raining, I did my morning routine, I was getting bored of simply staring outside the window. I booted up my computer and alternatives to Metro were some terrible games I don't even dare to name. It's better not to summon toxic players in this script, you get me? It was still a terrible idea to play the game right after I woke up due to my senses being extremely dull and my concentration level being under the ground, quite literally. Anyway, here we go again, back at the start. Post-editor talking here, I just realized that for some reason I lost my second attempt death. I'll just shortly explain what actually happened and how my second attempt ended. My second attempt ended in a really funny way. I was minding my own business. I was just standing on this while watching my friend's screen share on the second screen, and I haven't noticed that for some reason this fucker spotted me through the door. As soon as I peeked, I literally got one-tapped and it was GG's. This is actually how my second attempt ended. Let's just get back to the video, shall we? I get that this is a nuclear war. With all of those radiation thing gave some people superpower, such as Artyom being able to talk with the Dark Ones. I'm not racist, they're literally identified that way. Khan can talk with the ghosts and have some supernatural knowledge, knowing where you are at all the time apparently. And this guy got an X-ray vision. Like, how broken can that be? I want stronger superpowers as well, that's not fair, man. Here is where things got interesting, and you may ask the reason. I don't know, there was just a monster vibing and for some reason made me laugh. What the fuck is he doing? He's surely vibing a lot. Maybe that's a good omen of this run being blessed. Before skipping back to where the first attempt ended, I just wanted to point out that the good omen actually worked. I was playing against the level of the faction war on the front line, and for some reason, while obviously playing stealth, one of them decided to scream. Quick explanation, whenever they do scream, it usually means that the stealth is GG's. Because yes, at least that's what I've experienced. I have no idea how it works more in detail, so I'm not gonna complain. Guess that this guy's super radiational power is the telepathy. There are kids out there catching for imaginary creatures, while I'm here trying to survive all the different types of cancers, mutations. I meant mutations. Sorry, I was actually scared for a moment. Thankfully, they didn't really seem to understand the situation before they got wiped out. In the next level we go, where we meet Ullman again. After his triumph, I guess, we get a free taxi ride for the final act of the game, and most likely, surely, the worst one. I can kinda rely on the NPCs to do all the dirty work for me whenever we're teaming up, but there is a part I hate, like, a lot, which you'll see in a bit. Before that though, I decided to buy the heavy armor in order to have more chances at not dying. Duh. Really, game? You're trying to kill me this way? By spawning me in the surface with no mask on? That would have been pretty upsetting, not gonna lie. Not like the game isn't punishing enough. Besides some skippable cutscenes together with a lot, and I mean a lot, of dialogues, there isn't really much to do. Since I detained the magic of editing, here's a librarian. I ain't playing my luck with these monkeys, I don't trust that they're just going to be friendly. If you're asking, yes, you should be able to stealth them, since the game gives you an alternative route to the extermination. But every time I try, I fail, so I'll not push my luck around today. Well, that was dumb. What? How is it still alive? What am I throwing exactly? What are these monkeys made of? Oh my fucking god, I didn't die. I hate this game sometimes. I should have looked above my head before trying that jump. At least this section is over. But it's not even one of the troublesome areas in the game. I feel like librarians can easily be taken out. The only enemy apparently is the gravity. Artyom surely has some insanely deep pockets. The fun part is that in this difficulty, even if the table looks filled with goodies, I probably got like 20 bullets, a dream and some hope for the next chapter. Actually, I have to give credit to the game here. This hope is made out of infinite bullets and some comrades that are actually able to hit enemies. They're not flawless, but hey, I'm not going to complain about a free carry. Jokes aside, this is actually going to take a while. The only troublesome part is when you're left alone for an area of the game, but I'll be real, these mutants doesn't even stand a fraction of a chance. Okay, never mind, they're actually a bit stronger than expected. While I almost got sent to the main menu screen with the new game button highlighted, I progressed just to meet the enemy I hate the most in this game, and the section I hate the most in the entire franchise. These balls are able to one-shot for some reason. It isn't really something constant, I never understood if it was a bug. And they can also kill Miller if not taken care in time. Either way, it'll make my quest objective fail, so I'd really love for that not to happen. Having no idea how I lived here, the game was gentle enough with me to bug those balls into coming out in a straight line with no flank possibility, making my life just a tiny bit easier. No, I know what you're thinking, I'm not talking about those balls. Come on, look at them, how do you want me to name them? Just tell me what they are. A boring boss fight later, we're back on the surface, without the gas mask. Once again. Okay, I'll be honest, the last part of Metro is mostly dialogues and scripted scenes to make the story more entertaining, which, don't get me wrong, it's really good. But that's the case when you're playing the game for its story, or maybe your first time experiencing it, or I don't know, you're just having fun during a playthrough. But that's kinda the case. I mean, I'm having fun. I like doing challenges in video games, so I have fun. But I'm not here for the story, not today. So I'll just skip to the end, where I'd put a little extra if I still had some. As cursed as everything is, I probably took too much to edit this, and for some reason I lost a lot of files. I don't know why, I don't know how, I don't understand how. I'm just going to put here the completion time, and I beat the game after 3 tries with a total time of 11 hours. This just proves how unorganized I am, even if I'm not, maybe. I do have some challenges in mind that I'll try to record and publish before the next year, but if you have some interesting ideas, feel free to write them down in the comments. I'll keep it restricted to Metro for now, but I'll actually allow you mentioning other games. If something catches my eye, I mean, why not give it a shot? You kinda have free will, you know what? I'll see. Anyway, this is the end of the video.